Hi, it's Simon here from the Bestof Market Harborough with another of our top tip videos from some of the best independent businesses in the region. And today I'm delighted to be with Mr. Tim Thornton of TJ Thornton Jewellers in Coventry Road, Market Harborough. Now, Tim is a highly respected jeweller in the country, and in particular for his knowledge and expertise in antique jewellery. And jewellery is of course one of the most favourite treasure possessions for many people, and in particular the ladies. And so when I asked Tim for his 5 top tips, he was very pleased to oblige, and this is what he had to say.
The first tip I'm going to give you today is very much on trend and always has been, is recycling. You might think, well, recycling in jewellery? Well, if you look at your old jewellery in your jewellery box that you haven't been using for a long time, there are things you can do with that. The first thing you could do is to possibly sell it, say for the gold value. With the current gold prices, it's not a bad idea. That way you can shrink down your contents of your jewellery box into things that you are going to use and wear. And at least you've got the value of the jewellery there to potentially buy something else that you might wear. So that's tip number 1. Second one is remodelling. If you have your old jewellery and you're thinking, well, it's not quite my taste, you may well find you can actually recycle that in a different way by remodelling it into something that you design. So we, for example, convert brooches into pendants, and that's a very quick conversion. And you can take stones out of other jewellery to remake other things. You can make earrings, pendants, rings, and using the gold of that jewellery to make the new piece of jewellery. That's a very great way to keep the sentimental value of those pieces in a different way. Thirdly, we get asked, how do I clean my diamond ring? This is a very, very simple thing. Keep an old toothbrush handy at home, a bit of washing up liquid and some warm water. You can drop your rings into a little bowl with your washing up liquid, give it a good scrub with a toothbrush. You won't upset the diamonds in the ring, you can't scratch the diamonds because it's the hardest thing on earth. You just need a gentle scrub, rinse off in cold water, and then dry off with a bit of kitchen roll or something similar to mop up the water, and then you will have something that resembles a fairly clean ring. People do often say, well, can I use gin? And you say, well, you can use gin, of course you can, but I'll give you jewellery cleaner. So you bring in the gin, I'll give you some jewellery cleaner. It's a very fair swap. 4th tip, photographing your jewellery. For insurance purposes, I would recommend this to anybody with their possessions, but particularly jewellery, because it's of higher value. If you have gold chains, earrings, these I don't need to see particularly because I don't need my specialist expertise to value them. So get a piece of copier paper, lay out the jewellery on a copier paper with a tape measure for scale, and take a picture and then save that picture on your phone as an album dedicated to insurance, and that way you have an instant record of ownership. It saves you struggling through wedding photographs from 10 years ago when you were wearing that particular pendant or ring. So please take a photograph of your jewellery on a bit of white paper, and then you've got a record for posterity. And then the very last thing, which is I'm really, really positive about, is actually not always jewellery related, but not receipts. Keeping receipts is a really good idea, but if you don't like the idea of keeping a paper receipt, why not take a photograph of the receipt? I'm the world's worst for keeping receipts. If I go to the dry cleaners, do you think I can ever find that receipt? Take a photograph of the receipt as soon as you've got it, and then you've got a permanent record of the item, and that's my handy hint number 5.
Excellent, thanks very much, Tim. I think people will be able to relate to that very clearly. I certainly can, to losing receipts anyway. That's very, very important. Right? Thanks very much. 5 valuable tips. That's great. Thanks.